Hi everybody, Jacquie McIntyre here. What I might do is try and see if there are a couple of you around and see who wants to pop in and join me for today's live cortices technique. Now, when you pop in, if you can just give me a thumbs up and let me know that my audio is okay today, then that would be wonderful. So this is day 2 of 30 days of the cortices technique that we're all doing together here live in the group. And the objective for this is that we're doing this technique where the focus is on the brain in the head. And by doing this technique, we know that it profoundly influences its working ability, how calm it becomes and how it feels, which then in turn has this huge ripple effect into you. You become calmer, you function better. And I just noticed that somebody on the page yesterday said that, let me find it, that they've been doing cortices daily sometimes for a few years. So for a few years, they've been doing it daily, sometimes a few times a day, and that they just realised that they didn't get headaches anymore. That's something that I used to get. And I still, every now and then, I do get headaches for whatever reason. But I always use cortices as my go-to, absolutely, because I've had over the years several really serious bouts of headaches where they were bordering on migraines. And I remember one time I even had to stop because I got to that stage where I just couldn't drive any further. And my only option was to stop and get somebody to come and pick me up. It was a long trip. Or I pulled out cortices and I just did it over and over and over again until I felt it releasing and relaxing and letting go. And it completely went away after about 4 or 5 rotations of doing the cortices technique. And I was able to continue away on my trip. So that was really cool there. The other question that I've had is, people are saying, how do I know when you're on doing it's the best technique ever. I agree, Josie. It's the bomb. The day that the IBA, the International Body Talk Association, declared that it was a technique that we could just go teach everybody and anybody, I was so happy because I would literally be doing a treatment session for somebody and cortices would be coming up all the time. And you would see clearly how if you could teach this person how to balance their brain, their nervous system, that would then balance their emotions and how they feel, that it would bring just such value to their life, but it would be a complete game changer. I literally would be sitting on the edge of my seat, like chewing on my nails thinking, oh my gosh, I wish I could teach this person cortices. So when they finally released it and allowed us to be able to do this, every single person I pretty much come into contact with from a client point of view, definitely from a student point of view, learns this technique. So somebody said to me earlier, how do I find out that you're doing the technique? There is a button at the top of this page that is a drop-down box and you can click it. It says get notifications. So when I come on live, it'll actually send you a notification and say Jackie's live online doing Facebook Live, and then you can elect to join it. That way you'll be able to pop in for those days that we're doing it. The other thing is that somebody who I've been working with for a very long time, not only as a colleague but also as a student, pointed out to me late last night that when I was tapping over the heart brain, that it looked like, from your perspective, that I was tapping to the left of the sternum. And I've looked back over part of the video and it does, but remember it's mirrored. So I'm definitely tapping to the left of my sternum, just off center to the left where the heart brain is. That's where I'm tapping. But to you guys, it's going to look like I'm doing it to the right. And when I say that I'm tapping over the right hemisphere of the brain and I'm also tapping on the left hemisphere of the brain, it's going to look like it's back to front and you're going to think, what is she doing? So let's get going. The questions are really, really good. Keep them coming in as they come up for you. Our first hand position goes at the base of the brain. We're doing nice, exaggerated, deep breaths. Our attention is on the brain. We're tapping over all 3 brains: head brain, heart brain, gut brain, exaggerated breathing. At least 2 full big deep breath cycles for each hand position. And you're going to move your hand up 1 hand position. Remember, you can tap over the 3 brains as you feel like you need to. So in whatever combination comes up for you. And the intention is that the brain starts to be able to communicate not only within itself better, but also with the rest of the body, mind complex, better. It improves circulation. Move your hand up to the next hand position. It improves lymphatic function. It improves the nervous system. It improves the amygdala complex, which is set deep inside the brain, and that's a part that can really get you wired sometimes and is so strongly associated with your fight, flight, or freeze mechanism. Now, if I'm tapping at my cortices and for whatever reason I feel like I need to hang at one particular position for a longer period of time because it just feels like that's the right thing to do, I absolutely do that. And around to the front. So the heart brain, over the centre of the sternum or just off to the left side. The gut brain, about an inch or 2 above the belly button, so we're associated with the small intestine. To finish off, we're finishing off with the temporal lobes. So hands run from front to back, fingers always closed. And from this position, this is called imprinting. So we're going to take a couple of nice big deep breaths in and out. And you have 2 options. Take one hand away and tap that in over the head brain, heart brain, gut brain. Or you can pretend that your hands are in gloves and you can slide your hands out of those gloves using both hands to tap out over your head brain, your heart brain, and your gut brain. And that's it. We're done for 2 days. Yay. Thanks, guys. Have a great day. Keep those questions coming, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Love you. Bye.